Hey, what's up guys? Chile here back to Tsukihime Piece of Blue Glass Moon. Last time we finished off day 8, where we encountered a new enemy, a new undead, or one of the, whatever. That was spider-like. It had 8 limbs. It was weird. And then Noelle tried to kill us, which. Well, she tried to kill us after saving us from, I guess, a shade of Roa's. I'm guessing, because in the original, it's just straight up Roa, and he ends up escaping. Unless this was actually Roa, and instead of it being like a shade, he turned into mist, because that is one, or whatever, because that is one of the abilities that Arkwood said high level dead apostles can have. But at the same time, she keeps downplaying, unless she doesn't know it's Roa yet, but that wouldn't make sense, because at least in the original, she came to the city knowing Roa was the vampire that was, I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm sure we'll figure something out today. But yeah. So Noelle thought we were turned by Arkwood, but I guess she's unaware of Arkwood's game, because yeah, Arkwood's not. She doesn't do that. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna quit rambling and let's get into it. Day 9, death. Which does not sound pleasant. Oh boy. White. The color pulls an old memory from the corners of my mind. Something I had long forgotten. Something I had no choice but to forget. Something that my father had ordered me to forget. Your murder and subsequent resurrection. It was a hot summer day. Huge fluffy clouds cover the blue sky. The air shimmers with heat, and the keening of cicadas eats at me. The cries of the cicadas. Screech, screech, screech. Oh god, okay, in the original, that went for like 10 lines. The screech. Oh no, it was 3. Wait. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I remember something going like for 10 lines before stopping. I don't know. I don't think it was this actually, but oh. It's so loud, I wish I was dead. Oh, that's a bit of an overreaction to cicadas. Cicada husks are scattered around. It feels as if the beating sun is right on top of us. Burning, sizzling, scorching the clearing. A hot midsummer day. It's as if the world has warped into one massive frying pan. Okay. Sob, 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 sob. Yeah. Akiha's crying. The little girl who's always following after me is weeping into her hands. Her blood-soaked hands. A child is on the ground. He lies deathly still, his white shirt stained a deep red. I gaze down at them. My hands drip with that same red. No, that's not right. My hands are soaked in its blood. The adults are here. Their faces contort as they realize what's transpired. Inversion impulse? They drag Akiha away. The other thing is dead. Towering white clouds sail high above in the distance. Left alone, I gaze up vacantly at the summer sky. Yeah. The adults are yelling. They're yelling the killer's name. My name. Screaming the same 2 syllables over and over like they've lost their minds. Just 2 syllables. The adults call out Shiki as they bear down on me. My hands are drenched in blood. I still don't understand. Killing that which can be killed. Killing that which lives. What's wrong with that exactly? A lot. There's whole laws surrounding it. It's no big deal. It's not nothing. I open my tightly shut eyes. My dreams were familiar somehow. Something I didn't fully understand. You will in time, Shiki. You will in time. I'm in my room. I remember losing consciousness in front of the gate, but I don't recall how I got here. Kohaku or Hisui probably found you out front. My mind is still sluggish. Or the doctor. I keep forgetting about her. I forget she's a character in the remake. The events of last night come back to me in a scrambled mess. So many crazy things happened that I have trouble processing it all, but one part does stand out. Huh. I'll go with the man in black. The man cloaked in shadow. Thinking back, he must have been lying in wait for me. Yeah. He knew the path I take home. Judging by his form, I'm certain he wasn't human. Which means it's fair to venture that he was a vampire. Could Arkwood's enemy have decided to target me now that they know I'm helping her? Yeah, I mean, it's probably part of it, yeah. In any case, I don't have to worry about him anymore. You sure about that? You sure about that? That eye, twisted and seething with hatred, is closed now. The vampire was able to see the same lines I could, but he's been vanquished by the nun. Right, yeah. Vanquished, I have other things to worry about. Time to get moving. It's 7:30. Most days I'd be finished with breakfast by now. Yeah. They're probably discussing how to get you to stay put and not go out at night. Usually she's standing there like a shadow on the wall, but I don't see her today. I bet she came to wake me up a few times. And when I wouldn't budge, she probably gave up and returned to her other duties. Yeah. Yep. That's what happened. A deep sigh escapes my lips. I'll be sure to take a nap before meeting up with Arkwood tonight. Yeah, you do that. There's no point letting my thoughts linger over what happened last night. I feel like you should. I feel like there's a lot of things that happened last night that should be thought about. Oh, whatever. I can just talk it over with Arkwood later. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's a reasonable decision, I guess. And if I don't try to have a normal life during the day at least, I might go nuts. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about that. Honestly, I'm not really that hungry, but I could use the nutrients. Especially after last night. My body needs fuel to shake off this fatigue. Down he goes. Yeah, I don't think you should be trying to move. I try lifting my body off the bed, only to find myself collapsing right back down. Like a tree felled for lumber. I tumble shoulder first onto the floor. Yeah. I'm stuck here, unable to move my arms and legs. You overused your eyes. Thankfully, everything is so hazy that I've yet to panic. My body may be paralyzed, but I'm breathing normally. Must be the anemia again, I think dully. Yeah, just the anemia. As if it were happening to someone else. But it's not. And just like that, I spend my morning on the floor, staring at the clock until Hisui comes to check on me just after 8. You didn't do anything wrong.
四季様の変調に気がつかなかった私の落ち度です。
Look, if you weren't here at 7:30, I assume the plan was to let him sleep, right? Why would you assume there was anything wrong?
翡翠は悪くないよ。いつものことだし、そう大げさに取らない。
I'm lying on my bed with my back propped up against the headboard. If it weren't for Hisui, I'd still be planted on the floor. Did she touch him?
学校の方には姉さんが連絡を入れてくれました。
Wait. Did they change her not wanting to touch him?
体調不良による欠席でよろしいのですね。
Yeah,
それで頼む。ちょっと疲れが溜まっていただけだから、学校を休むのは後ろめたいけどね。
Or did she have Kohaku come in and get him back in bed?
立てなくなるほどの疲れはもう疲れとは言えないかと存じます。四季様は遠野家の長男。ご自分のお体をもっと大切にしていただかなければ困ります。
I mean, you're probably right, but I'm still stuck on the did you touch him or not?
いや、ちゃんと大切にしてるよ。
Like, I offer an awkward reassurance after Hisui's surprisingly harsh words. I mean, you can't say you're being careful when you're going out and fighting the undead at night. Hisui's reaction when she found me sure was something. When she first opened the door, she was frozen stiff for a few seconds. She then rushed over to help me, and with a... Okay, so she does still have problems touching him, okay. She rushed over to help me, and with a face full of determination and purpose, she froze again for a solid minute. Flustered, she paced around the room for a few minutes before finally leaving to get Kohaku. Even though Hisui wasn't the one to physically pick me up, there's no questioning her commitment to my well-being. Okay, yeah, so, okay. I thought they had changed that for a minute, and I was like, that would be a weird change, because that's actually a very important her not touching him is a very important detail for a route yet to be remade. Or just the twins' story in general. After that, Kohaku helped me to bed and made me some rice porridge, which brings us to now. The one silver lining to all of this is that Akiha has already left for school. If I had fallen 30 minutes earlier, she may have been late. Maybe.
とにかくありがとう、翡翠。美味しいご飯も食べたし、こうしていれば貧血も収まるから、仕事に戻っていいよ。
I think you are her work. So.
かしこまりました。ですが、せめて診察は受けていただきます。
Well, good thing we have a sort of doctor. She doesn't have a license currently, but we have a sort of doctor in house.
今朝は荒木先生がいらっしゃいますので、これを機にしっかりお体を見ていただくのはいかがでしょうか。
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. What a coincidence. So that oddball doctor is here too, huh? I really don't think I need to be examined, but I doubt Hisui will just let this go. Ow. Okay, so this is the second time we've had the choice of picking Arak and Kohaku, which is kind of interesting. It makes me wonder if there's reason for this? Maybe if we go with Kohaku, we just get like hints to her story before the second half of the remake comes out. Or I guess the second 2/3. I'm assuming the remade routes plus the added in Yumizuka route will probably be all the same length as these first two. Maybe like 2 or 3 hours shorter, or I don't know, we'll see. It's hard to say. But yeah, maybe this is just gonna give us hints as to that. Or mayhaps. But I'm gonna stick with seeing the professor for now, I think. Yeah. Okay. Kohaku's probably busy with other work, so I'll see Professor Arak. I don't exactly trust her, but she is a professional. Scrapes and bruises should be right up her alley. Plus, I still don't know the extent of my injuries from my run-in with Miss Noelle last night. It couldn't hurt to get looked at, just in case I have internal bleeding or something. Yeah, that'd be good, yeah. I am... maybe I'll watch someone else's playthrough when I'm done and see if they did the Kohaku choices, because that'd be interesting. I'm curious about that. But I also don't want to waste a ton of time by going back just to see those choices. Still pointy. Still very, very pointy.
目玉の一つでも言っちゃってるかと期待して飛んできたのに。これじゃ私欲求不満よ。あ、性的な意味もあるけど、主に知識欲の話ね。
I mean, as a doctor, well, okay, if nothing, okay, then why can't we move? I was stun locked for a second, cause, yeah, she throws me off. Despite complaining the whole time, Professor Arak takes a thorough look over my body. She checks the sound of my pulse and measures my heart rate. I also have her examine my legs, which have weighed on my mind since my fight with Vlav. Ultimately, she finds nothing wrong. Everything comes back well within the norm. With an overdramatic pout, Professor Arak appears disappointed that there wasn't something more.
ま、体温は少しだけ下がってるし。よし、つまんないから1本ぐらいお注射決めておきましょう。
What's in the shot?
今回は試しにプラセンタ行ってみる？
What would that even... What?
もともと女性向けの栄養剤だけど、おすすめよこれ。
No, I'd rather you didn't. Placenta. Yeah, like why? The stuff extracted from uterine tissue. I hear it's mostly used in cosmetics, but it can also act as a stimulant for recovery from fatigue. They say it even has anti-aging properties. Okay, well, I didn't know that, but I...
お願いします。以前お世話になっていた医院でもたまに打ってもらっていましたから。
Oh, okay.
あらあら、話が早くて助かるわ。さすが病弱少年、痛いのは慣れているのね。
Why, what do you, why the tongue? Why are you making that face?
慣れてませんよ。基本は内服薬でしたし、注射はたまにしかありませんでした。
That's interesting.
ふむふむ。はーい、じゃあもう一度お手手を出して。はーい、ザッキュー。幹部ごと患者のハート1コロよ。
That didn't sound good. What was that squelch? I seriously disagree with her choice of onomatopoeia. Yeah, With my shot done, the checkup is over. Except... Professor Arak makes no move to leave the room. Instead, she lingers behind, her eyes fixated on my body. Yeah, my eyes are fixated on her body too. I mean, what?
博士、何かまだ他に要件？
そうなの。診察中にチラッと見えちゃったから気になって。
Uh-huh. Yeah, what was it?
しきちゃん、ガバッと洋服脱いでくれる？
Why?
はあ？脱ぐって裸ですか？
そうそうそう。あ、真っ裸になる必要はないわよ。私もまだトーちゃんに殺されたくないし。
Okay. I assume she's talking about the chest scar, right? Right?
見たいのはしきちゃんの上半身。そちら、胸にすっごい傷跡があるんじゃない？
Okay, sure. I mean, it probably wouldn't be bad to have it looked at, seeing as how it did randomly excrete blood last night, when we were with Arkwid. So it wouldn't be bad to have it looked at, I guess.
そっちですか。まあいいですけど。
Yeah, I'm not wild about the idea, but there's no reason for me to say no. She is a doctor after all. Well, sort of. She did admit to having no license currently, but, yeah, sure. I take off my shirt and sit on the bed.
してるって思ったけど、こうして全体として見るとそそるわ。冬ごもって穴蔵ライフになってもしきちゃん一人いれば食うに困らないわ、私。
Professor Arak, you're like 40, aren't you? 38, something like that? Because yeah, she went to college with Makihisa. So she's pretty old, right? I mean, she looks good for her age. I mean, yes, that's not appropriate. She seems unable to contain her joy as she probes my shoulders, arms, and stomach. Touched like this and given her bold choice of dress, I find myself getting a little worked up. Yeah, no, can't. Yeah, no, that checks out.
胸の傷跡を見るんじゃないんですか？
おっと、そうだった。失敗。
Yeah, you did.
おー、なるほど。なんか使ったにせよ完全に塞がってるわ。貧弱なのに代謝機能は人並みというか、生き残りやすいというか。ああ、すっごく残念。しきちゃん何も引くものがないんだもの。これじゃあ私も足しようがないって感じ？
Because we can't move our arms or legs, like that's why we. Did you want to remove something from us? Like, okay. After a couple minutes, Professor Arak moves away from the bed, seemingly satisfied.
でもすっごい傷よね。普通の人間どころか映画に出てくる吸血鬼だって死んでるわよ。
Yeah, movie. vampires. Uh-huh. Sure.
事故に遭った時はどのくらい痛かったのかしら？
He doesn't really remember. Also, this angle really accentuates the pointiness.
私、想像するだけでドキドキしちゃう。
You like pain?
そうですか。何でもガラス片が降ってきて突き刺さったらしいです。
I assume she knows the yeah, no, she 100% knows the actual story. I don't know why I'm even asking. Flustered by her use of the word vampire, I explain something that doesn't need explaining. Alright.
あれ、覚えてないの？覚えてないのね。
Yep. Nope. Well, yeah, pretty much.
なら、それはまた別の話としましょう。しきちゃんはここに帰ってきちゃったんだもの。どうあがいても、もう逃げられっこないんだし。
I mean, he could. He could just say sayonara and just go on a journey if he really wanted to. Or I guess unless you mean currently with him not being able to move, then yeah. Hold on. What did she just say?
なんて、なんでもない、なんにもない。
Sure you are.
それじゃあ私はこれにて退場。またいつかラブのタイミングがあった時に会えるといいわね。
I mean, I would like that. I don't know about Shiki, but Professor Arak leaves, her heels clicking against the floor. Fascinating. Huh. Something about the way she walks reminds me of a spider skittering after its prey. Interesting choice of words after we just encountered a spider-like undead last night. But okay. Sure. It's afternoon now. After having a light lunch, I returned to— oh, so you can walk now, okay. Hisui urged me to get some rest today, and not that I have anything to do in the first place.
体の調子は戻ったんだし、ここは。
Interesting. If I walk around the second floor, I wonder if this is when we'll see the markings on like the windowsill and whatnot with the two different versions of Shiki. First floor, I don't know what we would find. Maybe just see the maids. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna do the second floor for now, because again, for this route, it doesn't really matter. Assuming we get this choice again when this second half or second 2/3 or whatever of the remake comes out, then we'll see. No, but I doubt it will be the same. I don't. Right now, I'm just trying to weigh what I want to see more. I'm going to assume I'm right about the second one, and that's when we'll see the markings. So I'm gonna do the first floor, just because I'm not entirely sure what we'll find with this choice. After mulling over what to do, I decided to take my first walk around the estate in 7 years. I'll stick to the first floor for now and make my way over to the courtyard. Oh, maybe we'll go out into the no, because I find myself squinting from the sunlight peeking through the windows. The lobby never ceases to amaze me. When I was little, I used to get in trouble all the time for exploring the mansion. It seemed like a castle back then. I was so certain that if I looked hard enough, I would find some secret passageway into another world. Like Narnia? That sense of adventure is gone now, though, along with my nagging father. They're all in the past.
懐かしいな。
Right.
昔は屋敷の廊下を歩くだけでドキドキしたっけ。
7-year-old memories of sneaking through the lobby begin to resurface. Spurred by those echoes of the past, I begin my stroll around the mansion. Oh, this is a nice little, like, patio. Or I say little, but it's actually quite huge, but, I head outside to the terrace, patio, whatever. Strange as it is, I have a better recollection of the grounds than the mansion itself. That makes sense. It's hard to fathom just how enormous the estate is. If the mansion itself is 10 times bigger than most houses, then the land beneath it must rival the size of an amusement park. To a 10-year-old like me, it must have seemed like a dreamland, a fantasy that I could call my own. I'd spend the day roaming around, carving my name into the trees and the dirt. Akiha and I had a game where we'd see who could claim the most territory. We decided at one point that we controlled any area we carved our name on. From there, we set out to tag pretty much everything we could find. Okay, so this is going over that game. So maybe it doesn't matter, because in the original at least, we just... Actually, no, wait. No, in the original there was no choice, but we started on the first floor, right? I'm vaguely remembering now. And then when we went to go back to our room, we saw the markings on the window, right? Something like that? Most of the time we spent together was actually out here in the garden. Though unlike me, she listened to Makihisa, so she could only play for 30 minutes a day. Oh. Not nearly enough playtime for a child, but... Even so, all she ever did was follow closely behind us. Behind us? Follow that line of dialogue, Shiki. Why did you say us? Listening carefully to what we said. But once she got going, she'd run around, turning everything into a competition.
なんだ。あいつ、昔から今の性格の下地はあったんじゃないか。
Could it have been a facade? An act she was putting on in front of the old man? Still, even if that were true, she's changed too much. Or maybe I just didn't understand how long 7 years can be. Time passes and children grow up. Neither of us is who we were back then. Yeah. Time changes everything.
あったあった。
A gazebo? There's a gazebo in the courtyard. At the base of one of the pillars, hidden from the sun's gaze, I find a name etched into the stone. I circle around the building, counting the names as I go. Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, Shiki, Shiki. Uh-huh. It looks like this place was fought over 5 times. Was it? Most places are the same, with my name appearing a lot more than hers. Are you sure it's your name? Akiha was still a little girl. She probably just couldn't keep up with my boundless energy.
まったく、手加減ぐらいしてやればよかったのに。
Although it's not like I can go back and change what happened just because I feel bad about it now. Akiha has always hated losing. From the looks of this, I bet I made her shed quite a few tears. Right.
案外この恨みを今になって晴らしてるのかもな。
That's not it. Akiha is the last person that expected to do that, but there is something incredibly adorable about the thought of it.
ああ、なんか俺もとことんバカ兄貴だ。
Maybe you should dote on her in front of her, and not, when you're by yourself. Maybe your relationship would be a little bit smoother. I chuckled Riley to myself before lifting my head. I've had some fun walking down memory lane. Maybe it's time I head back in. But before I turn to leave, something catches my eye. I spy another marking scratched into the underside of the gazebo's ceiling.
あんなところに。
How did that get carved there? I doubt an adult could even reach that high, let alone a child.
なんだろう。俺の名前だけど。
Are you sure it's yours? From within the gazebo, I put my feet up on the handrail to get a better look. It's well hidden. Adults wouldn't be able to see it unless they crouched at the correct angle. There, lurking in a hidden corner of the ceiling. Beware your brother. Why? So obviously we have the benefit of the original, right? So this would make sense currently, but why would a child put this before things went wrong? I don't understand. Beware your brother? This isn't Akiha's handwriting, which would mean I wrote this. A sudden sound draws my attention. Through the trees, I glimpsed the brown and white of a maid's uniform.
あれ、翡翠。
Yeah, it looked like it. She hasn't noticed me. This is actually a really nice spot. I don't know why they added it, but it's a nice little touch. I guess they just put it here to have somewhere to hide the beware your brother thing, which again still doesn't really make sense, because why would someone put that before things happened? I don't. For whatever reason, she continues further into the forest.
なんで森に。
I wonder. All that's out there is more trees. I wonder if I was wrong before. Maybe the outbuilding, the outer Japanese style house is out there. But because I don't know, I thought maybe they got rid of the Japanese style building, because it seemed like Shiki had that attic room in the mansion, or maybe it's just his stuff that's stored. But no, he had nostalgia for the room itself, didn't he? Curious, I decide to follow her for a bit. There's a path through the forest, though it hasn't been paved. They say these woods were once the main part of the Tono family estate. Originally, the land where the mansion and the garden stand was just the entranceway to this forest, but after the war, the head of the family decided to change things to how they are now. I proceed through the woods. The trees aren't too dense, but they seem to stretch on into infinity. Eventually, I spot a strange building.
あんな建物あったっけ。
Yeah. I half expect Hisui to go inside, but instead she walks in the opposite direction. Maybe it's some kind of temple or gathering hall. Yeah, sure. I continue treading along. After about 10 minutes of walking, the labyrinth of trees comes to an abrupt end.
広場だ。
In the middle of the forest is an unnaturally open field. What could this place be? At the very least, I have no memory of it. If I hadn't tailed Hisui, I would have never known about this tiny patch of land buried deep in the forest.
こんなところあったかな。
Probably since, right after you were killed. Almost. Kinda.
あったなら格好の遊び場だけど。
Yeah. I have no recollection of playing in this clearing with Akiha. At least, I don't think I do. I contemplate for a second before stepping into the clearing. There's not much out here. Hisui, who had been ahead of me this whole time, is nowhere to be seen.
なんだ。ただの空き地じゃないか。
Yeah. The sun beats down harder in the center of the clearing. Even looking down, its glaring white rays overtake my vision. Flashback! I wonder if it's because I've been in the shade for so long. It feels like the middle of summer. Glancing upward, I find huge, fluffy clouds high in the sky. The air shimmers with heat, and the keening of cicadas eats at me. The cries of the cicadas. Why so bright? My consciousness sizzles. My knees buckle, thudding onto scalding sand and soil. I know this place. I may have forgotten, but I know it. The summer sun batters my forehead. The screams of cicadas echo in my ears. The smell of assaults my nostrils. At my feet lies a crumpled mass, dark and red, that was alive just moments ago. The wound on my chest flares like a knife, splitting skin and flesh. This pain punctures through my chest. The cicadas screech, screech, screech. They wail for it to stop, stop, stop. They cry for the dead, dead, dead. I hear more screeching of cicadas, even though it's already autumn. Looking up, I feel the summer sun pierce my eyes. The tepid air makes me feel sick. I'm besieged by the sights and sounds of empty shells. The husk of a cicada lies at my feet. A husk that was once a human. The wound splits open. A deluge of red spills out of the chest, coating my hands in a glistening crimson. I glimpse the silhouette of a figure slumped over, followed by the sound of a young girl's footsteps rushing towards it. Towering clouds sail high above in the distance. Beneath a blue sky, creatures have cast off the shell of this mortal coil. By the time I realize what's happening, I see Akiha bloodied and crying. Screech, 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 screech. I'm in hell. The shrill of the cicadas threatens to pierce my eardrums like a needle. You should not be here. What is this? My chest stings. I think I'm going to be sick. My wound should have closed a long time ago. Why does it hurt so bad now? Because life hates you. It feels busted. Unimpeded, a red fluid begins to flow. What's happening? My wound hasn't healed at all. It hurts. I'm scared. This is the impulse of death. My consciousness plummets. Pus blooms where my wound tears open. My mind regresses, smothered by illusions of summer. It feels like my soul is escaping. I hear the soft thud of my body hitting the grass. I can hear people talking.
秋葉様、お医者様をお呼びしないのですか？
No.
バカなことは言わないで翡翠。呼べるわけがないでしょ。兄さんの傷は普通の傷じゃないんだから。
I mean, you're not wrong. Akiha and Hisui are speaking. This is Shiki's room. I'm sleeping on the bed. My senses are finally back. I try to push myself up and break the tension with a greeting, but my body won't listen to my brain's commands. Though the pain in my chest is gone, my entire body feels like lead. Looks like my mouth and eyes are the only things I've got control over.
一体どういうつもりなの翡翠。兄さんはあの場所に近づけてはいけないって。あなたも知っているでしょうに。
She didn't know we were there, following her? Not really her
申し
fault.
訳ありません。
謝って済む問題じゃないわ。あなたを兄さん付きの使用人にしたのは、こういう事態を避けるためでしょ。
I mean, she can't be with him the entire time he's at the mansion. Otherwise, her other duties would fall into disrepair. What do you...
それを忘れて、あなたは何をやっていたっていうのよ。
Akiha is seething mad. This might be the most emotion I've ever seen from her. Hisui, head bowed, simply receives her scolding. I don't know what led to all this. All I can tell is that Hisui is getting yelled at because of me.
ほら、口にしてもらえないかしら、翡翠。
Yeah, go on,
あな
Hisui.
たは今日一日、どこで何をしていたのかを。この人が朝に倒れたことも報告せず、天津へあの森に行かせてしまった。これは明確な意図があってのことよね。そうでなければ、犬以下の頭だもの。
I think that's being entirely unfair.
答えなさい、翡翠。あなたも、私に逆らうつもりなの？
Hisui maintains her silence. I respected Hisui. I do, but The air in the room grows heavier with every breath. I know it's coming. Akiha bites her lip and takes a step forward. It's obvious to me that she's going to strike her. Hisui continues to look down at the floor, ready to accept her punishment.
ちょっと待て、アキハ。
Okay. In the original, she carries through with the slap, and then Shiki says something. But he stops her this time before it happens. Okay.
兄さん、気がついたんですか?
Yeah, have been for a minute or two.
ああ、アキハがあんまりにうるさいんで。
You
今
tell
目
her
が覚め
ass.
た。
Akiha looks away, visibly uncomfortable. Hisui, meanwhile, has her eyes to the floor and won't even look in my direction.
あのさ、あんまり翡翠に当たるなよ。事情は知らないけど、俺が倒れたことで揉めてるんだろ。なら、翡翠に責任はない。こんなの、俺が勝手に倒れただけなんだから。
Yeah. Urging strength into my arms, I lift myself up into a sitting position. That simple motion takes all the energy I have. At this point, I don't think I could lift a finger. But for Hisui's sake, I need to pretend like I'm okay.
まったく、お前も俺のことなんかで喧嘩するな。大人びたように見えて、まだ子供なんだな。
Yeah.
でも、兄さんはあれからずっと気を失っていたんですよ。10時間以上も昏睡しているなんて今までなかったはずです。もし兄さんがあのまま目が覚めなかったら、私はどうすればいいんですか?
You know, you would have carried on. You would have been okay.
バカ、縁起でもないこと言わないでくれ。こんなのはただの貧血って、なんだ、もう10時を回ってるのか?
Yeah.
はい。ですから、兄さんはお昼から今まで
Yeah.
ずっと気を失っていたんです。
That's not good. Akiha's tone is reserved. But it's not my health I'm worried about. It's my promise to Arkwid. Yeah. 10 o'clock, and don't you dare be late. She looked like she really meant that last part. I can only imagine what she'll put me through if I'm late again. Yeah.
やばい、行かなくっちゃ。
Oh boy, here we go.
アキハ、ごめん、俺は出かけるから、後のことはよろしく頼む。あんまり翡翠をいじめるなよ。
It's not gonna go well.
そちらこそバカなことは言わないでください。私、兄さんが毎夜どこに行くかなんてもう聞きません。聞きませんから。
Okay,
どうか今夜ぐらいはご自分の体を大事にしてあげてください。
I think she knows. I mean, she doesn't necessarily. Nah. I think she knows where he's been going. That's why she refuses. Or that's why she's saying she won't ask. She already knows. I'm pretty sure she does. I would be surprised if she didn't, to be honest. But yeah. This makes me feel bad because she just wants him to rest.
アキハ。
I feel bad. She's genuinely pleading with me. Seeing her this worried, I can feel my determination start to waver.
でも、こんなのはしょっちゅうなんだぞ。
Does it?
中学の頃なんて、日に2回は倒れてたんだしさ。
I don't know what happened, but I have a muscle cramp in my arm. Ow. Okay, ow.
だから余計に心配なんです。
Yeah, no, it's even if it does happen a lot, it's still worrying.
兄さん、お願いだから今日ぐらいは私の言うことを聞いてください。
Akiha peers into me, anxiously awaiting my response. I don't remember if she was this heartfelt in the original, but something similar does happen, and it doesn't give us a choice, I don't think, in the original. I hope they give us a choice here, because I am interested in seeing, like, what would happen if we did stay. Okay. Well then. Ask and ye shall receive, I suppose. I'm gonna listen to Akiha. I wanna... I don't know. Do as Akiha says. Actually, was that a choice in the original? Maybe it was. I'm getting weird deja vu now. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I guess I've got no choice. If I keep going against her wishes, I feel like I'll just make her cry.
わかった。今日はおとなしく眠ることにするよ。
No, it was a choice. But we end up going out later anyway, don't we? Or, I don't know. I lie back down.
本当？
Yes, really.
後になって部屋を抜け出したりするのもなしですよ。
Why does she gotta be so cute now? Why? Why can't you be like this normally? I want to know why, but still. It would save a lot of pain if you were just honest more, Akiha.
しないよ。実を言うと、体がまだ重いんだ。秋葉の目を盗んで外に出るなんて、とてもできそうにない。
Yeah, I don't know about that, but...
よかった。
Now I'm wondering if she was this cute during this in the original too, but because of the limited like art and no voice acting, it didn't come across that way. I don't know. Akiha lowers her shoulders, obviously relieved.
翡翠、琥珀に兄さんが目を覚ましたことを伝えに行って。兄さん、夕食はどうしますか？
Sure.
そうか。いや、琥珀さんには悪いけど、食べられそうにない。
Yeah.
今夜はこのまま眠らせてくれ。
That's fair.
わかりました。翡翠、琥珀にそう伝えてきて。
He probably should eat anyway, but even if it's just like a little, like a rice ball or something. Well then, now that I'm lying down, my fatigue sets in again, lulling me towards a deep slumber. Excuse me. I've probably got a minute at best before I fall back asleep. But before I do...
秋葉、うちの庭にあんな場所はあったっけ？
ええ。私たちが子供の頃、よく遊んだ場所です。
But I don't remember. Well, he doesn't remember that. Or at least, he didn't initially.
そっか。なんだか、よく覚えてないな。
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, I'd totally forgotten it, in fact.
それともう一つ、変なことを聞くんだけど。その、子供の頃さ。俺と秋葉と、もう一人ぐらい子供がいたとかいう話は、知らないか？
は？
Akiha tilts her head in confusion. And we're back to the gaslighting. Okay. That's a reasonable response. Of course there wasn't anyone else. But if there wasn't, then something doesn't add up. What I saw in my dream, and the dream I had in the clearing. If they're the same, there has to have been another child. A child who was killed. Otherwise...
いや、なんでもない。ただの夢の話だ。
そうですか。ではおやすみなさい、兄さん。
Yep, good night.
今夜はゆっくり休んでください。
ああ、そうですね。
My consciousness is cut off the moment I respond. The tightening I feel in my chest each time I go to sleep isn't there tonight. That's good. It's like a switch has been flipped in my mind. As if to escape from all that's happened today, Tonoshiki sinks deep into a dark abyss. Alright, well that was day 9, Death. Which, pretty apt. Because we did see, so we sort of saw a death. Kinda, sorta. But, yeah, that's gonna do it. Next time, day 10, Blood Red Moon 1. Which, I'm assuming Arkwid's not gonna be too happy with us. So that should be fun. But, yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.